There are three types of dense connective tissues: regular connective tissue, irregular connective tissue, and elastic connective tissue. Regular connective tissue, or dense regular connective tissue, is named based on the fact that the collagen fiber that makes up this tissue is very densely packed, and they all run parallel to one another. So that is the key feature of this tissue. Mainly collagen fibers regularly arranged in bundles. That regularly arranged means the fibers are all running parallel with one another, and they're packed very tight together. So this tissue is largely just collagen and fibroblasts. And it's the collagen that gives this tissue strength. This is a very strong tissue. It's used to form tendons, which attach muscle to bone. It forms ligaments, which attach bone to bone. And it forms aponeuroses, which are basically a flat tendon. So tendons and ligaments have to be very tough. They are getting pulled on every time bones move at joints and muscles contract. So this tissue has to be able to withstand pulling or tension along the long axis of the fibers. Basically, that means that they get pulled on and have to withstand that force without tearing. Very strong tissue. If you've ever had chicken breasts at home and your job was to cut the little tough tissue out of that chicken breast, that little tough tissue in that chicken breast is a tendon, and it's made up of dense, regular connective tissue. Dense, irregular connective tissue has the same components. The only difference is the collagen is running in all different directions. So the collagen fibers are irregularly arranged. So some of them are running one way, others are running the opposite way. So they give that tissue a little more strength in different directions. Not just a single direction, but this tissue provides tensile or pulling strength in many directions because the collagen is running in all different directions. So in this drawing, you can see that there's some collagen running through here, they call longitudinal. Then this collagen we cut through kind of transversely because it was running in an opposite direction. We also have fibroblasts. The fibroblasts in this tissue produce the collagen fibers. Where would you find this tissue? A lot of different locations. I've highlighted a few. There's quite a bit of it in the deeper regions of the dermis, which we'll learn more about when we get to skin. But that deep region of the dermis is known as the reticular region. But don't let that confuse you. It's actually not reticular connective tissue. It is dense, irregular connective tissue. And what that does is it allows your skin to move in different directions. If you pull or tug on your skin, it can move in all kinds of different directions, and that's because of this tissue. Another good location I like to mention is heart valves. Heart valves are pretty tough. There's a little ring-like structure to the heart valve, and that ring-like structure is made up of dense, irregular connective tissue. The third dense connective tissue is called elastic connective tissue. And the reason why it's called elastic connective tissue is it's made up of predominantly elastic fibers. So unlike the previous two, it's not collagen, but instead it's elastic fibers. You still have fibroblasts that need to make the elastic fibers. So organs and structures that need to be able to stretch and recoil have a lot of this tissue. Some examples: lung tissue. Lungs have to be able to expand and then recoil in. Certain arteries have a lot of elastic connective tissue. When you take a pulse, you feel what you're palpating, what you feel is the stretching and recoiling of an artery. So every time you take a pulse to try to determine heart rate, you're counting how many times that artery stretches and recoils. You also find quite a bit of it in the respiratory tract, the penis. There's ligaments between the vertebrae that have some of this. But I want you to remember lung tissue and arteries. And again, these organs are constantly stretching and recoiling back. The next video, we're going to learn about the 3 types of cartilage in the body.